So I'll be honest with you guys, the first half of this episode, as I was watching it, I was kind of bored out of my mind, simply because it was just a retelling of Resurrection F, and they didn't really add any like new flair or any new tidbits into the mix to spice things up a bit and make things different from the movie. But then when the second half of the episode started playing, that's when I started, you know, like getting at the edge of my seat thinking like, wow, what else are they gonna throw in? Like, what new shit is gonna happen compared to the movie? But before we get into that, let's backtrack to the beginning. Once the fighting actually started, I was so glad that the art and animation was on point. Like, of course, nowhere near movie quality. Like, of course the movie's gonna be leagues better than what we got in the episode or the anime in general, but it was still pretty decent for a weekly anime, and I was actually enjoying myself watching Piccolo, Tien, and Gohan, everyone going in, like just bashing the shit out of Frieza's army. It was so fucking awesome, and I loved how Piccolo was like roasting Gohan. Like, Gohan was like kind of worried about everyone else, like, oh, are you sure you guys can like keep up and whatever? Because like, obviously Gohan has been keeping up with his training and shit, but I love how Piccolo was like, yeah, you can't even find your uniform and you're worried about us? Like, all of us, Master fucking Roshi has his training gi uniform, but you can't even find your fucking like Ultimate Gohan outfit or whatever, and like, you're wearing a fucking tracksuit, dude, look at yourself. Piccolo didn't really go in roasting like that deep, but you know that's exactly what he meant. Like, Gohan, relax, man. Just take a look at yourself and relax. So yeah, first half of the episode, it was pretty much just a build up to the fight. You know, Frieza like recognizing everyone, talking shit to everyone, and then the fight actually started, and then it was pretty much same as Resurrection F, just, you know, minus a few scenes here and there. But then once the second half of the episode started, the first thing that was different, I was not entirely a fan of, and it was Krillin being a chicken shit. Now, mind you, we all know Krillin as, you know, the scaredy cat coward or whatever. In the face of everyone like Boo, Cell, and all the DBZ villains, of course Krillin is gonna be scared as shit. He's gonna not want to do anything because they're gonna annihilate him. But in the Resurrection F movie, like, Krillin, he felt pretty confident before he went into the fight, you know, like he was telling 18, like, don't worry babe, I got you, I'm gonna take care of the both of you, I'm gonna go kick some ass. And 18 was like, damn, that shit's hot. She was turned on by him after he left. And then when the movie started, Krillin did some pretty good work on a lot of Frieza's men. He like led them into the forest, used the environment to his advantage, and like he was able to take out a good number of them. And mind you, he was a little bit like, you know, kind of worried or scared, but he let that get the best of him. He knew from the beginning that he was the strongest human on planet Earth, and he was gonna show it. Like, you know, Tien is, you know, kind of there, but Krillin by far strongest human in terms of strength. So seeing Frieza point this shit out, and it's like, yo, that guy's being a bitch. How about all you guys gang up on him? I'll give you a free planet if any of you can take him out. And it's like Krillin's just standing there like, and then these guys started roasting Krillin's bald ass head like as if it was One Punch Man. And I'm like, Krillin, come on, man. I know you can pull a Saitama and wipe the floor with these guys, but what really made this scene, you know, kind of recover from the pitfall that I was in, because I don't like to see Krillin act like a bitch if he can actually take like a couple of goons out. Like, if it's Cell or Freeza or something, I can understand his, like, you know, scared nature, but like his henchmen, like, come on, Krillin. What really made this scene recover was Master Roshi's speech, where after Krillin dodged one of the first punches from one of his goons, Master Roshi's like, yo, Krillin, why are you surprised, bro? Like, you've seen fights with Cell, Boo, Beerus, you are leagues above these guys. Mind you, you didn't really fight, you know, those top tier characters, but, you know, you've been through a lot since Frieza, and you've trained a lot since Frieza. Be confident in yourself, stop being a bitch, and take these guys out. And lo and behold, right after that, Krillin started going ham like he did in the movie, even adding in a new move that we haven't seen since the Saiyan saga, when Krillin like blasted those Sabermen with a ki blast that like bended upwards, and he took out like, I think like a few of them, like 5 Saberman at once. We haven't seen that move since. So yeah, it was really cool to see an old move make a reappearance in Dragon Ball Super when Krillin like grows a pair and it's like, yo, fuck this shit, and he just takes out a bunch of Frieza's men. That's the Krillin that I want. That's the Krillin that I want to stay. But then I started thinking, well, if that's the case as to why Krillin should be able to take out Frieza's men, how does that explain Master Roshi's? Because, like, mind you, he was alive when all those, like, incredible fights happened with Cell, Boo, and everyone, but he wasn't really there to witness, like, the big battles, and I don't think he was even training before then or afterwards, so it's kind of weird. Like, even in the movie, people were asking themselves, like, yo, I can understand everyone else, but why is Master Roshi, like, in there? Like, how is he able to hold his own? It was still badass to see him, like, an old-school Dragon Ball character wreck some shit in, like, a Dragon Ball Z movie. But still, though, I don't know how Master Roshi is keeping up with people like Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, Tien. It's like, I'll just believe it. I have no choice. I'll just assume he can keep up. And then we transition into Goku and Vegeta's training with Whis. And I honestly thought that it was just going to be, you know, like Resurrection F, where Whis tells him, like, oh, Frieza is on Earth. Let's fucking go and save the day. But it kind of didn't do that. It's like Beerus was getting annoyed with the noise that Goku and Vegeta were making, and he wanted them to power up way faster than the rate that they were going at the moment. So he tells Whis, you know, take these guys to that place. As to what that place can be, I have no idea, because it doesn't seem like Goku or Vegeta can turn into a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, because, I mean, they're still saying that they're not a match for Beerus because they haven't really gotten that much stronger, even though Beerus notices their strength is significantly greater. So I'm wondering if maybe the place that they're going to could be somewhat of a hyperbolic time chamber, a way that they can master their Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan form in a short amount of time in our reality, but it takes maybe like a year or so in their world. But I don't know. We have to wait and see. But the big thing that finally made Dragon Ball Super set its foot in the ground as different from the movie, the same way Battle of Gods arc made a few like minor changes, but still different enough from the Battle of Gods movie, the scene of Tagoma's betrayal. I did not see this coming at all. I honestly thought Gohan, when like Shisami had him in like that bear hug, was about to snap his spine. I thought Gohan was probably gonna go ham and turn Super Saiyan and knock the shit out of him, but then we get a ki blast in the back, and I thought like maybe Piccolo threw that or just one of the Z fighters, but then like everyone was shocked, like, who threw that? And lo and behold, it was Tagoma getting in a cheap shot to try and take out Gohan while Shisami was in the crosshairs, and he just took both of them out. And I called it when I said last week that we were gonna get flashbacks into Frieza's training during the fight of Frieza's army versus, you know, the Z Warriors, or even Frieza versus Goku and Vegeta. And while we didn't get a whole lot as to what Frieza actually did during his training of the 4 months before he came to Earth, we did know now that Tagoma was Frieza's punching bag for those 4 months. And as to how that can be like training for Frieza to get stronger, I have no idea, but apparently he was just practicing a way to make pain last a significant amount of time without killing the person he's inflicting it on. And this just changed Tagoma's personality. Like, now he's more ruthless than he was before. Like, of course he's a member of Frieza's army, so he has to be ruthless in some form or manner, but before Frieza, I doubt Tagoma was gonna like blast Shisami in the back or any of the warriors as a means to take out someone else. But due to Frieza's ruthlessness and endless torture for the past like 4 months or so, it just changed his character. He's now ruthless and 10 times stronger than he was before. And now he's gonna go up against the Z fighters, and judging from the preview that we got for next week's episode, it looks like he's gonna hold his own pretty well, because he's blocking blasts and hits from like Gohan, Piccolo, and everyone, and I definitely want to see more of that. But with all this mentioning of the Ginyu Force and how Tagoma is now stronger than the Ginyu Force, and like the fucking appearance of the frog that Ginyu is in, Like, it's setting itself up for Ginyu switching bodies with Tagoma. Now, as to when or how that is happening, we still don't know or have any inkling as to just like why or how the fuck it's gonna happen. Maybe it might happen during the fight, might happen afterwards when, you know, Tagoma is weak. But we just have to wait and see. But I definitely want to see a reappearance of this character because Ginyu was, like, a lot of people bash Ginyu for, like, really not being that different from any other DBZ villain. Like, he was purple, had horns, and he didn't really have any cool moves or anything. But Ginyu was just so fucking funny, and he had a really cool ability. So I want to see him take advantage of that and rejoin Frieza's army, and I think it's going to be a blast. Like, if he can swap bodies with Tagoma and then, like, reassemble a new Ginyu force that's just as hilarious as the old one, that is just gonna be fucking hilarious and awesome. I cannot wait for that. And another cool thing about this episode, Goten and Trunks are joining the fight. Now, the reason why this is cool is because not necessarily Goten joining the fight, but Trunks. I want to see Frieza's reaction in seeing a baby form of the guy that cut him into pieces and sent him to the other world. I want to see that. If he's gonna snap, if he's gonna torture Trunks, if he's just gonna like try to maybe attack him, I don't know. I want to see it. Judging by next week's episode, they're gonna go in like fusion style, but as we all know, fusion's not gonna last forever. They're eventually gonna separate, and when they separate, I want to be there for Frieza's reaction because I cannot wait to see what he does. And not only that, I just like the fact that they're joining the fight because even though I understand in the movie, you know, they couldn't fit enough screen time for every Z fighter like Boo, Goten, Trunks. I understand that it's a movie and it just made sense that, you know, they had to make room for people that needed time to shine, and some people just got to get the axe so that these guys can shine and make it look badass. But at the same time, it's kind of out of Goten and Trunks' character to like not sense the battle that is going on and not go check it out, because it's like, you know, they're mischievous brats. Of course they're not gonna listen to their parents or whatever. They're gonna go and see what the fuck is going on. And I'm glad that they changed that in this anime, because they still use the same excuse that, you know, they told Goten and Trunks to like sit out and like not tell them anything about Frieza's army that's coming to Earth. So naturally Goten and Trunks are sitting out. But then when Tagoma starts powering up his ki, Goten and Trunks like, yo, what the fuck is that? Let's go check it out. So I'm so glad that that stayed in character, and we're actually going to see them in the upcoming fight. It opens the door for numerous possibilities with Freeza and the army, and just I'm excited. I'm excited for next week's episode because now the Resurrection F arc is trying to do things a whole lot differently to make it seem like we're not retreading old ground from the movie, and that's exactly what the previous arc did for Battle of Gods, and it was watchable. I did enjoy watching the Battle of Gods arc because it added enough flair and just difference that it made it seem like, yo, I'm not watching the same thing. I'm watching a new take on the Battle of Gods arc. And I'm glad that starting with this episode and next week, we're gonna be getting more of that difference and more of that added flair, and I'm super stoked for it. Let me know what you all think in the comments below. Did you like this episode? Did you like the changes that they made from the movie? Were you at all shocked when Tagoma blasted Shisami in the back? But again, let me know what you all think. If you enjoyed the video or even the episode in general, leave me a thumbs up down below and I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, there you go. You got an excuse right now. Click that subscribe button and stay up to date with all of my future content and videos. And I will love you forever. I'm Mr. Ajax, and as always, thanks for watching.